Danny Jones, first one in the chat room. Who is fighting? Who's fighting? Late night fight with Matt Taylor TV. How the devil are you? Welcome to my Knights of the Round Table. This is my team, everyone. Introducing you to my team. My harem. My team of harem. My harem team. Either way, I only have beautiful women fighting for me. Yes. How you doing, Danny? What are you doing here? Shout out to Brian. Good to see you, Brian. Don't be shy. Jump on in and say hi. Oh yeah, this is something we want to discuss with you. There are after show parties, so whenever we finish a show, the link will still be active, so you can come in. Nothing will be recorded, and this has happened before when I've let people in and they've recorded it. I'm thinking about AJ. But this time, no recording, no secret recording. So from now on, there will always be after show parties in which the link will still be active. You can come in, be private. It will not be recorded by anyone, okay? So these days, I'm basically introducing all my my AI team. Big shout out to Tube England. I've noticed a lot of people take a lot of sticking up for me. Have you noticed that? Poor Tube England has taken a lot of stick for sticking up for me, just for repeating the facts of the case. The facts of the case is that I have no conviction for stalking. Inconvenient fact, isn't it, Danny? Isn't it an inconvenient fact that I have no conviction for stalking? Doesn't really go with the narrative, does it? But beware. There's a position for a patsy coming up. There's a position for a patsy, Danny. And of course, I'm first choice. But, you never know. Could be a part to play for you, Danny. Double figures. After 5 minutes. Well done, everyone. You've done well. Well done. Give yourselves a slap on the back. Because you know what's good for you. You know the only thing to be watching on a Friday night. On the 12th of May, 2023, at approximately 11:10. Is none other than Matt Taylor TV. The wacky, zany, crazy entertainment you're not going to find anywhere else in the whole wide galaxy. Brian PC believes in it so much he sent me some PCs. On more than one occasion, I hasten to add. Yes. Matt Taylor TV is so dangerous, the police regularly come into my house and just take all equipment. And I rely on you, the audience, to replace that equipment. So thank you very much. While we're on the subject of shout-outs, let's do the shout-out. So first of all, shout-out to today's sponsor. Today's and always our show's sponsor, Brian PC. Shout out to Mandy. Mandy is no longer in the house. A #1 subscriber, long gone now, long gone. Shout out to Katie, A1000, Truth Warrior. She's around, but again, Katie suffered greatly from the stresses and strains of this crazy corner of YouTube. And while we're talking about this crazy corner of YouTube, I'd just like to shout out to the Twitter audience. Yes, we are going live simultaneously on YouTube and Twitter. So I'd like to do a big shout out to my Twitter audience that are watching. Welcome to our crazy corner of YouTube, as we so affectionately call it. We got an where are we? Don't be shy, jump on in and say hi. Shout out to Lenny, and we shall carry on once everyone comes in. I've got a stick, I call it a trunction. Clickbaiters everywhere saying, "Older, we've got a visitor, everyone." Hello, welcome to Matt Taylor TV.
Hello. Hello, Matt. I'd like to apologise.
Oh, is this Wavy again, is it? Oh, is it Plisco?
It's possible for all the stuff.
Plisco, you porn bombing little weirdo. What are you doing here?
I just want to apologise.
Hello, you're on Matt Taylor TV. Your rank, name and number for the Twitter audience.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I just wanted to apologise, Matthew.
You want to apologise?
Yes, for my behaviour over the past few years.
Well, spit it out then and apologise.
I'm sorry, Matthew, for plum bombing you.
And is that it?
Yeah.
Are you going to confess everything you've done against me over the years? Now's the time to confess it. Tell the audience, and especially the new Twitter audience, what you've done to sabotage me over the years. We are all ears, Plisco.
Well, at first, I plum bombed Matthew, and the second time I plum bombed him when he got his steam back up and running. And I think he was excited because he had about 500 subscribers, maybe. I think. Then he threw his pencil on the table and went mad at me for plum bombing him.
Right, okay, and Plisco, thanks for that. And I wish you all luck in the future.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully one day I'll be back plum bombing you, you sad cunt. Ha ha.
Wow. Okay, that's for the Twitter audience, that's Plisco, the bell end. Obvious reasons. We've still got someone in the chat, but let's not bother with them. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. Welcome, like I said, a welcome to our crazy corner of YouTube. Hello, you on Matt Taylor TV? Hello, you on Matt Taylor TV? Can I help you? Hello, you on Matt Taylor TV? Can I help you? Friend, foe, rank, name or number. A 3, a 2, a 1, a tissue. Goodbye, thank you for calling. So again, for the benefit of the Twitter audience, what usually happens now is that they'll keep on calling in. It's classic disruption. Don't be shy, jump on in and say hi. So where was I? Of course, we're talking about King Arthur, aren't we? we were trying to find some common ground with Wavy. Wavy came on. Wavy was kind enough to come onto the show earlier on, and we were trying to find some common ground, and we just could not find any common ground. I thought we could find some common ground in King Arthur. We all agree? Shall we all agree that King Arthur was a real historical figure? I mean, is it just me, or doesn't anyone else find it a bit strange that our history starts from 1066? And if you ask the teacher what came before 1066, all it was just the Dark Ages. Barbarians. Bulbarians. Anyway, loads of barbarians. Who's coming in next? Hello, welcome to Matt Taylor TV. What's your name, rank and number? Hello, welcome to Matt Taylor TV. What's your name, rank and number? Hello, are you there? No. Interesting. So, my new camera's come, by the way. And this is where they just continuously bother us now. So we'll just let them bother us. It is, yes, an irritant. But that's the kind of price you pay for being a YouTuber. And we all love a bit of YouTubing. No, thank you, Brian. Brian's preparing to come on. Brian's a regular on the show. So it'd be nice to have Brian. Brian's getting himself ready. Be 1 minute, everyone. Be 1 minute. Welcome. You're watching Matt Taylor TV, broadcasting live from Brighton. Be right on in Brighton. Hello, Brian. How are you?
Afternoon, bud. How you doing? I say late afternoon.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in. You won't believe where I am.
No, I won't. The moon?
I'm in Switzerland right now.
No way, really? Are you in Switzerland? How crazy.
I'm all the way from Switzerland, but crazy, right? Who would have thought that?
How did you find yourself going to Switzerland today?
It's a long story. I was supposed to be going to Norway, and the plane stopped over Switzerland, and I can't get out.
Oh, so crazy. Is that because of the weather conditions? Or no, surely not. Just...
No. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's more a mistake, mate. Yeah, more a mistake.
Oh, brilliant. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
So you're just going to stay in the hotel room for the night?
No, I'm not in Switzerland. Don't be silly.
Wow.
Scotland.
I would have gone along
Scotland
with it.
the brave. I'm only joking. I'm a terrible liar, right? I'm such a bad liar.
I would have gone along with it. My next question would have been, well, whereabouts in Switzerland?
I'll never leave Scotland, mate. I don't think. I'm too old. You know, I'll never get on the flight. They'll never let me on.
No, don't be silly. Well, look,
I'll be trying to open the window, get a bit fresh air. You know?
Switzerland.
Oh, aye. Oh, that was nice. The place got to come on. I apologise. That was good. Even if it was a backhanded one, it's nice of him.
Well, it tells you that deep down he knows what he's done is wrong.
Well, I don't want to talk about it, but I just said it's nice of him. Nice of him to do that. Anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah. Do you know as you get older, folks? Do you know when you're... do you ever get bothered with nasal hairs? Because I swear I've got a forest growing up here. I need to get it trimmed. Yeah.
Who is this? Who's this on the panel? Speak up.
BPI.
Speak up.
That's on screen, Matt.
Yeah, no, I'm just asking. Speak up. No, he's not going to speak up. So
you didn't hide that, Matt. can't have them
The
on.
only thing that was on screen, Brian, was BPI.
Oh, what a pile of shite in that
That was the
chat.
only thing that was on
I am
screen.
not.
And I have to deal with this now.
I
so,
am not. See what's written in that private chat?
Yeah,
That
well, look,
is-
no, well,
that
don't
is-
worry, let's not mention what's in the private
Yeah,
chat.
that
because-
is the opposite of the truth. Actually,
Oh,
you
no.
find
Anyway.
out the hard way.
Look, are you going to say anything? Are you going to say anything? Or are you just going to be a horrible troll? Hello, horrible troll. No, he's just look. Isn't that weird? And I do apologise for the Twitter audience.
Oh,
Twitter are quite a higher class, but this is the type of infantile interruptions that we have to deal with on YouTube. This is all part of the parcel of being a YouTuber. You have to deal with infantile idiots like these, and yeah, it is a shame because it ruins it, really. It ruins the whole experience of
Ruins
YouTube.
it for them. Ruins
Because
it
you've
for
got
them.
idiots like you got bellends like this, people who are so lacking in their own lives that they have to suck off energy from original content providers and creators like myself.
Yeah, I mean they must think. I mean, for saying things like that, they must think that that people who do hunt people don't bait them. You know what I mean?
Well, obviously, Brian, they lead empty lives. They lead empty lives, and so when people like ourselves come on and shine, they're like moths to the bright light. And they have to feed off. They have to feed our electrons because we just radiate creativity. I mean, it's a compliment in a way.
Well, I said that before. It's nothing to do with any of that stuff. I don't have convictions for anything like that.
Well, that's
I don't
very
have.
well. You may not have convictions.
I don't have
I have
convictions. Full stop. I don't have any convictions for anything. Full stop.
I have
nothing.
I have convictions for loads of shit.
Yeah.
I'm not even reading what he has to say because it's such a dribble. Their message hasn't changed in all this time. It's just
Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I did notice some cool stuff during the week though.
What did he do?
Was it Paul Ellis? Yeah, we
yeah.
tried that shit on him as well. Yeah, he's just blowing him out of the water with it. Yeah, just getting other people try to say this and that. He's just showing them all. Yeah, like I said, in the next few days you'll see a lot of stuff coming.
Oh, okay.
And it's going to blow a lot of these people right out the water.
Ooh, nice. Fighting talk. That's a bit of fighting talk.
By me. It's not by me. These people that they've just had enough of them, and they're just like, right, we're going to sort them out.
Blowing people out of the water.
Yeah.
Threatening. Well, not so much threatening, promising to sort people out.
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds like a bit of a revolution going on.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're taking away someone's, in some cases, their livelihood or the chances, actually, if you're removing that from people, it's not cool, is it? Especially when they're trying to bring good content and do good things. Yeah, it's not good.
Exactly, because Paul Cook is going through a similar thing as well, and he makes that same point as you. Is look, this is his only source of income, and he's actually doing amazing stuff with what he's doing. And so these people coming out to sabotage him, you have to get off. And this applies now to what's happening right now, Brian. You and me are having a civil talk. It's going out on Twitter. So we've got a nice new audience made aware of this. But yet we have these agent provocateurs coming on, saboteurs, who are trying to, sabotage again.
Yeah, they're just grabbing their minute of fame. They're just grabbing their moment of fame for a giggle. It just shows that mentality. They're obviously on something, right?
Yeah.
Or just immature. Because they've got no evidence behind them. If they've got evidence, I'd certainly look at it. No one's provided me with any evidence. That's the thing. I said, provide me with evidence and I'll look at it.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I've even went as far as to look at every single Matthew Taylor in Brighton.
Really? There you go. Well, okay, look, fair enough saying that, but I
Yeah,
provide
there you go.
evidence.
Sort that
I
lot out.
provide evidence.
Exactly.
There you go.
Sort that lot out, guys. Sort it out.
Yeah. Sad. Yes,
Yeah.
like you've lost. You lost the battle, and you
Yeah.
saw losers. That's what you are. Okay. And you are everything that you've accused me of. You are the harassers. Because what you're doing now, you keep on knocking at the door, aren't you? And you're not respecting my privacy. You're not respecting my space, my online space, and the online space of my viewers. So we've got this bellend now who's like metaphorically banging on the door, invading my space, invading your space. And that's why I'm all for anyone who's got a remedy for this stuff.
Yeah, all right. And if they've got evidence for it, I'd love to look at it. I mean, that's the sort of thing I revel in. I've got
I'm not
I've
interested
got hundreds
in
of
what
friends.
person.
I've got hundreds of friends who quite happily go through every single piece of evidence if there's anything against Matt Taylor. Every single bit of it.
Yeah, there you go. Look, can we keep to public chat, please? I'm not, we're not reading this private chat shit.
I'm not looking at it.
I wish I could turn this off somehow. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, okay, yeah, fine. So here we have Brian.
I'm not denying
the third
anything.
Party essentially saying he's looked into me and as an intelligent man, he believes me over and above the likes of bellends, like the saboteur trying to ruin our evening tonight. It's quite simple, people.
Yeah.
Just fucking use your common sense.
Yeah, man, I've no gripe with these people. If they honestly believe that, then bring on the evidence. Show me it. I want to see it. I actually want to see it. I've nothing against you.
Yeah, of course you haven't. No.
Yeah, I've nothing against them.
Yeah.
Not a thing. Yeah. I just want to see this evidence. I want to see all of it. I'm not denying anything. Yeah.
Oh, look,
no, there's no one saying. I'm not ignoring anything either.
You're not doing us any favors, okay? You're just being an abusive troll, and it's not clever.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I want to see it. Back up what you're saying. I want to see it, like now. Bring it now.
There you go. Oh look, go away. Go away, peasant.
Yeah. I don't want to see another person called Matt Taylor who does have offences. I don't want to see their details. I want to see Matt Taylor, 6 Bolney Road, Brighton. I want to see his offences. There you go. Sort that out. Yeah. I ain't lying. I've looked at every Matt Taylor in Brighton. Every single one. Sort that out.
I am the only Matt Taylor. Listen, I have put my whole life out there. I have been 100% transparent, and all the people. Have you noticed the people who have actually met me? Well, you haven't met me, but while we have spoken, you're 100% behind me because the truth's the truth.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, the truth's the truth. Even if it slaps us in the face, that's what it is.
And, the guy's come and met me. He's lived with me.
Well, yeah, but you think you've got to provide it. This thing in the chat there, provide it. Don't talk about it. Provide it. Give me a link. You can link me that right now. I'll look at it right now.
Oh, but they're just going to link you with some news reports from a better news reporters who get all their facts wrong anyway. Oh, look, just go away, please. Can you not be so horrible to me?
Yeah.
This horrible little cunt, and I really apologise to my Twitter audience, but this is what they do. They're really nasty.
No. Let's deal with it, Matt, because they want they want to say.
Yeah, but now I'm just wasting my time having to remove guest, blink blonk, and they're just laughing, Yeah.
No, but serious, you can contact me. You can contact Matt. You can provide the evidence.
Well, look, I'm more than happy to share this. Right, I'm happy to share it. And then if you could just leave that out of my hands, okay? Just stop coming on. Right, there you go. I've shared your stuff on me. Right, can you stop coming on now, please? Right, there's your evidence, hiding in plain sight. Oh, I've just asked you to fuck off. You're making me raise my voice now. What? What do you want? Who is this? Hello? Can you talk? No. They're fucking waste of time. You're an idiot. You're a coward. A coward. Well, there you go then. Everyone can go on, and all this information that they've put up on this website, I released. In fact, oh shit, I'm actually in trouble for actually for sharing that. Can you believe it?
Well, you can remove it as well.
Yeah. Can you see how desperate they are? Well, there you go, everyone.
I'll look through all that as well.
Yeah.
I'll look through all of it.
Have a look through it all.
Yeah, I'll do that while we're chatting.
Oh, so this is AJ done this. AJ's been busy. Wow, well done. You've done a good job. You've done a good job. They put it all together. Ooh. Oh, right. Okay. I didn't know who that was. Well, there you go, everyone. I hope you're happy. I hope you're all pleased with yourself. There's the link. You can go and check it out yourself and make your own mind up. So,
yeah, I'm just looking through it all. Yeah, I mean, the history, like the videos are there, right? Then you got the yeah.
Well, it's nothing new. It's just everything in one place, all easily accessible.
See, that's what I mean. You ask people for stuff. This is what you should be giving you, right? Or if this is what they believe, right?
Yeah. But bear in mind, this is all information that I've released. But again, where's the conviction?
Where's the victim?
Where's the victim?
There'd be a victim in a crime, right?
And where is my side of the story? Where in all this is my side of the story?
Well, that comes last if there's a victim, right?
Where in all this is my side? There you go. Yeah. In fact, the person who done this, you do realise you've done me a massive favour by putting this out. For the record, I just want to make it clear, I in no way encourage this person, AJ, I think it is, to do this. Okay, this is a godsend for me because it saves me doing it. But I did not in any way encourage AJ to do this. I actually think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I couldn't have done any better. You've done me a massive favour. You've collated all the information I want put out into one spot. So actually, you've done me a good job. But I do have to make it clear. I do not encourage him to do this. This is him. He done this himself. Thank you, AJ. This is good. And that quite for the audience, especially Twitter. Ironically, there are court orders preventing me from sharing this. Isn't that strange?
Yeah, it's a Hoaxtead law, isn't it? Hoaxtead research.
Yeah. How fascinating. And look, I would love to be able to talk about this. I really would. Dr. Bonesaw. I would love to be able to talk about this, but like I said, there are court orders preventing me from doing so. That's a shame.
Do you want me to mention them? Do you want me to mention them? Because you can't.
Oh no, please don't.
Right.
Not in my presence. No,
Right. Okay.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yes,
Open
they must be.
transparency, people. Nothing will be hidden.
Yes.
Not with my track record.
No, but that's brilliant. That is. I mean, I think that is. I couldn't do any better than that. Whoever's done this has got skills. Number one.
Yep.
I think you've done a 10 out of 10 job. To be fair, I recommend everyone checks this out. Yeah, good work, AJ.
Is
10
that
out of
the
10, mate.
is that the alleged puppy puncher? Right.
Yeah, that's the puppy puncher. Yeah.
Yeah.
How the dog jumped up to his clenched fist. That's how he described it.
All right.
Yeah, very disturbing. But you know, everyone has to look at the people who are calling me a wrong un. Just look at these people. I shan't go any further because you got to do your own research. You know, hey, don't be lazy. Do your own research.
Yeah. I think if I remember right, a couple of people have exposed him for certain things already. That AJ fellow, Adam Lashbrook, is that his name?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, on one of my other computers, I have got him saying, but I've got 8 other convictions, but that's neither here nor there.
It's
quoted.
Yeah, regardless of what he's saying, I'm still going to look into all that, everything that's there.
And most of these people have done time. Do you know that? All these people are calling me out.
Well,
they've all got criminal histories.
Look, everyone's got a past. You know, everyone's got a past. You know, whether it's quiet or violent or whatever. You know, I'm just looking through this stuff as you're chatting. So yeah, I think that seems about right. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen all of this before.
Yeah, there's nothing new there.
Yeah, it's just what you need to do is bring actual evidence.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not saying that you don't have it. I'm saying you need to give it to me. And if Matt's you're saying,
you want evidence that I'm a convicted stalker? Is that what you're asking for?
No, I know about that. You can't talk about it, right? I want evidence that Matt is a convicted paedophile.
Oh yes.
Or a paedophile. I need to see that evidence.
Yes.
If that's the case, right? I'm open to that.
Well,
I mean, I've said this before. I mean, it's just to sort of clear all this up.
I'm not open.
You know, like I said before, I'll be in the first plane down to Brighton. You know, over to Brighton.
Paris very cruelly said there was paedophilic tendencies around me. That's absolutely cruel and unkind. Because Sussex police know me better than anyone because they've read all my diaries. They know me inside out. They've been through this house for a fine tooth comb.
Yeah,
forensically searched this place.
All your devices. They've been through everything.
DC Ward once admitted to me, and I said, "Spit it out." I said, "Spit it out, DC Ward. What is it you want to say?" He goes, "No, I'm too embarrassed." I said, "Spit it out." He goes, and he admitted to me, "It took me 5 days to go through your stuff." And I said, "Yeah, what did you find?" He said, "Load of rubbish." I said, "Well, I could have told you that." And he was embarrassed to admit it. 5 fucking days it took someone to go through my shit. And that was back in 2019.
Yeah.
The same stuff happens again and again and again. And it keeps on coming back. And you got to start wondering. You got to start thinking for yourselves. And you got to start not listening to the likes of fucking AJ, Danny Jones and Bellends. Fucking, all respect to someone, but at 61 you're confused about your gender, and then you want to start mouthing out about who's the wrong end around here, who's the scammer. Please. The reason why I defended Andy is because Andy's fucking defended me. Just like Brian, before Brian came on the scene, Andy got me another laptop. when I got arrested. You know, Andy is my mate, so of course, if anyone is bad mouthing my mate, what do you think? Of course, I'll fucking come to his defense, you idiot. Why are you, punishing something that any mate would do for another mate? It's so ridiculous. Wasting police resources. That's exactly what's going on, Dr. Bonesaw.
Yeah, but I mean, and to anyone listening, you've got to understand that I've been in positions where I actually know who that predator is. I've sat and had conversations with them and stuff. Does not mean, they're going to get stung right away.
No, you lost me there. Sorry, bud.
So I'm just looking through all the paperwork here that is provided on the same link.
Which I published.
Yeah, which you published, yeah. Right. And I think there's that, and then there's the piece of video with you and Babs, is that right? Is it Babs?
Is that what, coming out of the Royal Courts of Justice?
No, it's where you're sitting down and you're saying something.
Right.
Right.
Are we in the front room or in the garden?
Front room.
Yeah, I think that was, yeah.
So what was that about?
Oh, too long ago to remember.
You can't remember?
Babs used to come around every Tuesday.
Did she? I don't know. I wasn't around then.
Yeah, Babs used to come. She used to come around about 9:30. She used to leave about 6:30.
Right.
She used to bring sandwiches, cakes.
She's just like a pal of yours, was she?
Oh yeah, massive pal. My number one researcher.
Mm-hmm.
We used to come over, totally immerse ourselves in what was going on the internet. Big shout out to Lenny. Yeah, we're massive mates. We were like close, like thick as thieves.
Right.
Like best buddies. You know what I mean?
Can you talk about the bail conditions?
Possibly.
The bail conditions from
allowed to go to Bedfordshire.
No. I'm talking about from the effects of the bail conditions relating to contact with your children. Can you talk about that?
There is no bail conditions preventing me from preventing my children. There's nothing preventing me from seeing my children.
Okay. Now that was after the investigation, right?
No, right now the bail conditions, when I got charged for CP back in 2017, the bail conditions was I am not allowed to have unsupervised contact with my children without the guardian knowing of the investigation. So I said, right, in that case then, so Karina just needs to know the investigation, then I can have unsupervised contact with the kids. So that means I can take the kids out. Right. And the police never said, no, that doesn't mean that. It means you cannot have unsupervised contact. I said, well, change the bail conditions then to reflect that. Say it that blah, blah. And then they said no. So for 3 months back in 2017, due to bail conditions, I wasn't allowed unsupervised contact. But that was 3 months back in 2017.
Okay, so just to clear this up, I'm going to read something out, right?
Yep.
Right, and this is a paragraph in the middle of the page, in the middle of page 2, right? It says, there is, of course, the other aspect of this whereby we speak to people. It's really small writing. I've got a huge screen, but it's really small writing. You have to forgive me, it's really small. I'll read it again. There is, of course, the other aspect of this whereby we speak to people about these kind of offences. We still have, sorry, it's really small writing. We still have to safeguard any children that you may have access to. Obviously, you have access to your daughter and your son, so it may be necessary for us to liaise with social services and disclose to them that images of this nature have been found, because Karina needs to be able to safeguard them and make sure they're going to be safe. That is a process that we have to follow, that we have to share information with social services. That's not something that we are singling out special treatment for you. Anyone that is sat here in this situation That is something that has to happen, right?
Right.
Right. So that's pretty damning, right? But that's pretty standard, right? So what was found?
Well, exactly. What was found?
Well, they're saying something was found, aren't they?
Well, no, they said there was something found, wasn't it?
So who's they?
Well, Sussex Police.
Right. So what was found?
Well, exactly. What was proved to be found? They said there was, in that document, it says, which I published, it says 2 pictures, one category B and one category C, and it describes the image on the picture. So that was allegedly found in my possession, but it was never proven because it never went to court, was it? And I've never seen these pictures. These pictures have never been presented to me and said and proven that they were mine. So we're back to square one, aren't we?
Right. And what format were they found on?
Well, you have to read the paperwork. It says disc.
Disc, right? Okay. And this is where a lot of people are saying horrible stuff. True or not, right? True or not, they're saying horrible stuff, right?
Yeah, very bad stuff, which
Right.
is destroying my reputation.
Right. So they're saying that because they believe that those 2 images that were on that disc were of what nature?
Of a pornographic nature.
Okay.
On the paperwork, one is described as like a Simpsons style cartoon, and then the second one is described as a woman being fingered by a younger woman. That was the only description. So one cartoon pornography picture of the Simpsons, and another one is a lesbian picture. So that was apparently the 2 pictures they were going to charge me over.
Right. They let it go.
They took me to court.
Yeah, they took it to court then. Yeah.
And 3 times they kicked it down the line. And every time I turned up to court, they're saying, right, Mr. Taylor, now's your chance to admit that you've got a paedophile problem and all this can go away. Just admit it.
Right. So
fuck you, I'm not admitting nothing.
Right. So that was the investigation and the possession of indecent and prohibited images were finally discontinued without prosecution in the autumn of 2018. And it says lack of evidence. Right. So lack of evidence for child pornography. It was not there, basically.
It was not there. Yeah.
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 Which
Sussex
would have meant they literally would have trawled the internet for those images and found them somewhere on someone's computer. I mean, I know they can do that. So they would have on a machine, on a website, on somewhere, they would have found those images.
I got the impression is that when those images were shown to a third party, because remember, up until then, I never had legal representation. So as soon as they were shown to a third party, the third party just said, someone needs to have a look at this because this isn't what they're saying it is. Well, either way, you have to, and this is something I cannot talk about. Why did they try and get me on that? Because they couldn't get me on the stalking. They had to get me on something.
Well, that's what I wanted to.
Why have they been continuously arresting me since then?
You were not allowed to. That's the point I want to go to, just to sort of clear this bit up. You were not allowed to talk about it. You were not allowed to go and tell people about the whole case. You weren't allowed to mention people's names.
No.
And I do recall people coming in and trying to type those names in chat and having to be removed, and you losing your rag with it because you knew that they knew about that and you weren't allowed to do that. And this is over a cartoon image on a disc they claim was in your property. Is that right?
Yeah, claiming my position. And this was in 3 suitcases. So the whole election office was put up and put in 3 suitcases.
Right.
Then it was stored in garage, and then it was taken up to Crawley Down when I hired the room.
Who had access to your election office?
Oh, it was open to the public. It was We had people coming in and going all the time.
Who had
It was a
right?
public
Here's-
hub.
Right. Okay. So I take it one of the members of one of the people that you were allegedly stalking, right? That you were allegedly had stalked, right? At the time, was a member of who worked for the government, basically.
Yeah, she was a civil servant, wasn't she? Yeah.
Right. And do you think that they tried to fit you up in some way?
And not just me. Everybody else she's accused of stalking
Well, just
and harassment.
you. I'm just
Yeah.
asking you. Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
I've
Okay.
definitely. I feel as if they're they're trying everything to
Yeah.
fit
Okay.
me up. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean,
Absolutely. You know.
right. Okay. And was that reason because you were writing a blog?
Yeah.
And what was the blog
It was
pertaining
criticising
to?
Sussex police, wasn't it?
Right.
And
Okay.
remember that when I came out of the Royal Courts of Justice, another thing I want to clear up, that was an injunction. The word stalking was never mentioned in Royal Courts of Justice. That was an injunction against me to stop blogging about her. And then when I came out again, that was when I was sentenced for contempt.
Yeah. So
Again, I was stitched up with that
yeah.
contempt because they were getting me done for stuff other people were doing.
Right. That makes sense.
And so
who were they?
all that was just an injunction to stop me blogging. And
Can
then,
you mention who those other people were?
well, yeah, but it's all a Hoaxtead lot, isn't it? That's when they started piling in.
Right. So you were getting done for contempt for something other people were doing. So
Yes,
you were
yes.
getting guilty
I
for.
sound like Harry now.
Right.
That's
Okay.
exactly right. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that was my understanding of it all along. Anyway. So just to clear that up, right, I'm going to
I
look at
know.
all your evidence.
I've been
See if I dropped that
shafted
in
the
there.
whole way through and continue to be shafted until this day. And it's
Yeah.
only your generosity that's allowing me to be heard tonight.
Yeah, well, that's all very well and fine, but see all this stuff here? I've already looked through all of this,
Yeah.
right?
Of course you have. I
I
released
just want,
all this. This is
yeah,
stuff I've given you
yeah,
because
I
I'm
just wanted to clear it
100%
up.
transparent.
Yeah, I just wanted to clear that up with anyone listening. Though I'm not an authority on the wording or the time, and I certainly wasn't around at the time. And I tell you what, I am not making excuses for anyone, so you can drop that bullshit right away.
Hmm.
Whoever thinks that. And the last thing I am is a pedo backer. Fuck that shit.
Yeah. Here.
But if you're going to rip the piss out of someone continually for a long time, then you just might get exposed for it.
Mm.
And if I'm right, I think I know people on YouTube who are in this fight who have also been attacked by the same person with the same name, the Lashbrook character, and a group of other people. If I am right about who that is, and it's been going on for a long time, almost like an obsession. In disguise as a justice campaigner, which is then in disguise as a truth warrior, and also in disguise as a class A bullshitter. So from what, Mark, are you still there?
Yeah, I've just got myself a Cinzano and lemonade.
Oh, nice one. Right. So, chin chin. I'm just looking through page 3 here up at top. From 27th of March 2017.
Right, March. Okay.
And you're saying you've made the statement there, right? I deny committing both of the above offences.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, because yeah.
So you denied owning pseudo images. So what we need to know is where those images came from. So,
But I've never seen that disc though, and the disc has never been shown to me.
yeah.
So does the disc even exist in the first place?
Well, if it was evidence and they went to all that trouble, they would have used it to show it. Maybe been put out, but they would have used it as evidence against you in court.
Yeah, but it was never used against me, was it?
Right. So you were obviously then. I mean, I'll take your word for that, right? But there are other people who are saying that they were in court at the time, right? There are there are other people who said they were in court at the time. Is that right?
Yeah, but for
right. Okay, so let's go back to let's go back to that.
So and what court case are they saying that? Because there was no.
I don't know. I've just heard people say that.
Okay.
So, do you remember the court where you came out and you were being interviewed by the news?
Yeah. So that was for being sentenced for being contempt for breaking the court order not to blog about about the police chief.
So when you were in court, who else was in court? Was there any other people in court?
No. Well, that's where Mouse alleges to be in court with me. Because in court at that time was John Patterson. There were Barbara was there, Babs, and Edward Ellis, I think, was there, and allegedly the Mouse.
So if the Mouse is either making it up or the Mouse is Edward Ellis, John Patterson, or Babs.
No. There was a reporter who was worked for the law magazine, like the in-house.
Right, and there was no one else there. There was no other public figures or private.
Yeah, there was. I think there was a cameraman, and there was the BBC reporter.
They were inside the court.
Yeah, they're in that side of the court. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And then I think there were some other people which weren't identified. Whew, it's hard. Hard stuff making me think back stuff.
Yeah, it's a long. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't rush you through it. Yeah. But no, but you need to deal with this, and put it to bed so people understand.
I have dealt with it though, and I've dealt with it.
Yeah, I know you have, but
at the time, But I remember when Sparkle, when it all came out, Sparkle was like, "What are you going to do about it, Matt?" It was like Sparkle, I'm on the case.
But you're obviously dealing with someone who believes this, right? So, just to sort of reiterate the point.
My enemies know very well what's gone down, but they use this stuff to brainwash the gullible. The newbies who are coming in, they go, "Oh, look at this, look at this." They know very well that this is just shallow deep, that they're just showing you the surface, because anyone who scratches deeper will know that I am, at the tip of a massive police corruption story, and I am, whether you like it or not. Right.
And that's something I have, just to sort of, I'm part of a group who are also involved in a massive police cover-up and corruption story. And just to make people aware of that, that's been going on for a very, very long time. And guess who the ones who are doing the offences are? That are being caught all over London and all over the south of England. Guess who they are? They're all police.
Not the coppers themselves, are they?
The coppers themselves. Yeah. Non-coppers getting caught That's a
Wow.
fact. You
Wow.
can take that. It's in the newspapers, right? So I'm not saying all coppers are like that. I know for a fact, or for a fact as well as I can know it, that all coppers are not like that.
Yeah. No, well done for sharing. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm positive justice is going to prevail, and I will be sitting on the right side of history. Because
Yeah,
I can say with my hand on heart, when I saw the corruption, I stood up against it.
in the last year, in the last year alone, now anyone listening to this, they can go and look up the newspapers for coppers who have been let off with sexual offences. Actually, let off people who have been allowed to apologise for the crimes to victims, which was just brought up in the House of Commons, from what I understand. What MPs were outraged at why this was allowed to happen. That was just the other day there. So, on such a sensitive subject, obviously, it's happened, and it's happened. The police were allowing this to happen, right? They were using the law of using remedy, to be able to do that. I can't remember the exact wording offhand. It is late at night, and I'm a bit tired, but if tomorrow morning I could certainly go through all of this and have a look at it all, and I'd be quite happy to put all of this to bed or to expose it in a really big way.
Love it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, even though I've looked through all this, I'll look through it all again. Right? I'll come back on, and I'll give you it's bullshit or it's true. I mean, if you've got any more evidence, I'd like to see that as well.
Well, okay. Look,
Preferably like a victim. If there's a victim of an actual crime. I mean, this is what people are, talking about.
are you prepared for me to send you my affidavit by email, just so you have my side of it?
Yeah, I could do. Yeah, we could arrange
You want to
that.
put your email in the private chat?
No, I'll text you it.
Okay, yeah, text me your
Okay.
email and I'll send over. Yeah, I have heard of course I heard of that.
No.
Yeah, it was true. Sussex police officer got done for stirring his tea with his knob and then handing the tea to a female colleague.
I'll tell you a funny thing about that, incidentally. I had a friend who was Scots Guard at the time, and there was a meeting with Idi Amin, the dictator. Remember him?
Yeah.
And they all got
never
their
met
dicks.
personally, but
Yeah, they all got their dicks out, stirred it in his drinking water, and they're all standing there on guard in the room while they're all this guy's drinking the water. True story. He's dead now, but that's a true story. So some people do deserve it, according to them, anyway. I mean, not that's something that did actually happen. I mean, worse things will happen, but yeah, people do play pranks on each other.
Oh yeah, it happens. I know it does. Yeah. Well, we've done an hour. Oh, and it's gone past 12 o'clock as well.
Flies by when you're having fun.
Wow, it does, doesn't it? Right. Okay. Golly shit. We've gone past the hour now.
Well, we'll just have to keep going. Is
you know what
Justin
that
coming
means?
in? Oh, crap.
Anybody else coming in? Heavy shit there, everyone. But Brian is right. There's a lot of nasty allegations and accusations going around about me.
Well, not just you, Matt. There's a lot of actions going out about different people on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I could sort of touch on this for a moment.
Please.
There are allegations against certain YouTubers who are attacking certain people who actually are like that and exposing them. And this group of YouTubers is trying to expose or make out these people who are exposing them are the wrong-uns, when it's actually the ones interfering with it rather than So they're basically trolling the shit out of them. I know that's real. I've seen that with my own eyes. And I know that AJ is part of that. That's a fact, as far as I know. And, right or wrong, I'm just saying that that's what happened. And as far as I'm aware, AJ was dismissed. Right, AJ? Your help was not needed.
I'm sure AJ isn't watching this. I'm sure he's got other things to do.
Well, it's and I can actually, I can give you a link to that, and it's not just him. He's part of a whole group that are actually our hunters.
Yeah.
And
okay.
He's got nothing on his Sarah's Law. He's as clean as a whistle. He's got some stuff, and he knows. AJ will know who I'm talking about. But it does come back to bite you. When you try and say things about people that's not true, and then in a way, it's kind of good publicity, but it's also holding you back from doing what you want to do with your stream, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So that's why I'm talking about it.
Yeah.
Rather than this going for months and months like they want, just because they're malicious little shits who've been exposed
and they've managed to kind of like do it within a gang setting.
Well, that's it, but that as well. And
so they've damaged me beyond, I can't even.
We've got all of their
calculate
addresses.
the
police are aware, and as far as I'm aware, the AJ character has been done for this several times by the police. Has been contacted by the police several times for this kind of thing.
There you go. Yeah.
Lots and lots of times. 8 that I'm aware of.
The only thing that like lets me sleep at night is knowing that.
I have no contact that I know of with AJ. I have no beef with AJ whatsoever. I'm just saying what I do know. Just at the moment,
plenty of beef.
I could go on to say further things, but I don't think that's fair. I think people need to step back and look at the whole situation rather than just jump in there and attack.
Well, I've been attacked, and like you point out, it's not just me. A lot of people have been attacked mercilessly for years on years on years.
I'll be back in 2 minutes, Matt.
Okay, yeah. And straight away when Plisco came on and said, I want to apologise, I knew that was an insincere apology right from the get. Because it goes to show deep down they know very well what they've done is nasty. The thing that allows me to sleep at night is knowing that who are the ones calling me out to be a pervert. AJ, wow, convicted dog beater, dubious past himself, 8 convictions which he doesn't talk about. Then we've got Fanny Bones, police informant, Bell M. Plisco, porn bomber, confused ginger 61-year-old. You just got to look at the credibility of these people, and that's what I think. Oh, fuck it, the people calling me out are fucking idiots themselves. What do I give a fuck for? So yeah, it doesn't really particularly bother me what the likes of AJ has to say about me.
Sorry, I'm back.
It's all right, yeah. Cheers, Brian. No, yeah, I mean, I'm not particularly bothered about what they have to say because, in my eyes and any other intelligent people's eyes, that they've got no credibility themselves. I think they only make themselves look dickheads when they keep going on about me.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing is, some people do have personality disorders. And look, I'm not laying it all on that, right? And some people are traumatized with stuff. And this is what I've been saying for a while. There are some people who do have they're lacking something. They maybe don't have
hello, Convid,
all their facilities in order.
Things.
Welcome.
I've just walked in back and I've been listening to Brian's magnificent work there. You should be a QC, Brian.
Yeah, you done well. That's
A
actually
great
right
job,
up
then.
your street, isn't it? Because you love doing that as well, don't you? Getting
For me.
yeah.
Well,
Getting
listen, I heard it all, didn't I, from you firsthand, and it didn't take long for me to make up my mind.
well, yeah, but again, you didn't take me for what I said. You had to go and research it yourself, didn't you, and double check and.
Well, I met you. The best way to work out a man is to look in his eyes.
Okay.
To stand there face to face with him, and I knew straight away when I met you.
Oh, thanks.
Bollocks.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
So I suggest that people who smear and slander be very careful, because one day it will happen to them,
Yeah.
and they'll be crying when they cry like little girls.
Mm.
You got to remember, you weren't bothered to dish it out to Matt. Didn't bother you then.
Oh, thanks ever so much. That's kind of you to say. And again, thank you to Brian as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Matt, did a
Matt,
good job,
sorry.
Brian. Well done.
It's like I was saying. I'll just quickly finish on this note about that subject. There are other bigger things going on, and it's not just your channel, Matt. There are other channels, and they're being targeted for different reasons that I won't say here. You know,
Right.
And that's the truth of it.
Okay.
Just to be transparent.
Yeah.
They're being targeted by different people for different reasons.
There's a network.
Yeah.
Some people say they're paid to do it, Brian.
Yeah, that's something I've heard as well. But you know, it's not something I want to talk about.
You don't like to talk about it a lot. See, that's the good thing about you, Brian. I respect you for that. You know where the boundaries are.
Yeah, I'm beginning to think that's, is actually the clever thing to do, not to talk too much about things.
We're learning from you, Brian.
Yeah. And it doesn't necessarily have to affect the content. We can still keep things running.
Do you know what, though? I've got to tell you what's in my heart. Even though I agree with what you just said, I was talking to someone earlier on today, and I was saying how I use YouTube as my therapy. So although I agree in some cases, personally, I just go for it. Because I'm a gambler by nature, I just say, look, I put it all out there and see what happens. And I don't like it a lot of the time, but then I think, well, I put it out there, so and that's the way I play it, to be honest. I just take my chances.
Well, look, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I feel as if I turned a corner today, because I could have gone back to my secret life tonight. I was very close to going back to my secret life.
Do you want to tell us more?
I resisted the temptation and came.
Is that your secret life as a cross-dresser, Matt?
Well, I don't want to say it was a secret, but I was tempted to get up to kind of stuff I got up to before I met Vicky.
Kinky.
Yeah, I know, but I just kind of shook my head and went, "Don't be silly."
No, come on, be honest. Tell everyone it was me that saved you. I talked you out of it. Come on, tell them the full story.
Well, the thing was, I was out and about tonight, shitloads of money, and
as usual,
with a bit of mischief in heart.
Yeah.
Really.
You had your makeup on, Matt?
I had my makeup on, and I was. Remember, I wrote that article recently about the public, private, and secret side of us, and it got me thinking, about my secret side. Well, anyway, I was going. Oh, he's gone. I was going to slip back and do something I only used to do before I met Vicky, but I said no. I decided to come home instead, and I'm very glad I did anyway. So True Bingland says, for the record, and contrary to the fallacious claim as spread by the likes of Tail77, I have never at any stage impersonated either yourself, Matt, or Brian PC, nor do I have any desire to do. Yes, thank you. And of course, the mouse made out that Justin was Tish, with absolutely no evidence to suggest that. Honestly, Mouse, you're terrible. Matt, has Justin Convert got any decent punts for the weekend? Tell him I'm on Forest to beat Chelsea. Oh, nice. Well done. Lamps is all over the place. Good. I'm sure Justin will be back. Justin, any tips for Eurovision? Sweden looks the hot favourite according to the bookies. Male escort is very lucrative. Don't I know? I used to charge £1,000. Yeah, so Matt, I have sprained my wrist lifting bags of heavy goods. Any advice? No, just rest. Just rest. Get some cold peas on there. Wrap it around with some kitchen towels. Yep, frozen peas, kitchen towels. Rest it. It'll be okay in a couple of hours. So, Brian, thank you for being so patient.
You're welcome. I mean,
got through all the messages.
Yeah. You're welcome. Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of this stuff going on at the moment, and I'm kind of on top of a lot of it at the moment. And it's good and bad as well, actually, because there are some very active predators out there.
Oh, gosh.
Although I did want to retire from this a couple of years ago, it looks like I'm kind of being dragged back into it all again. Yeah, it's almost like I've never really left it in a way. And it's
Are
very
you happy to be dragged back into it?
I find it a very unpleasant subject. I thought, when I got to a certain age, I thought, right, well, there's some great people out there. They're going to start doing this, and they are great. They are fantastic people, no doubt about it. But I thought I'll just chill out at night and watch some YouTube and stuff, because telly's crap. And I just sort of got into your channel and a few other channels, and I just see this constant thing where, and make no mistake, I do not back any predator. This is the thing. Obviously, people will have questions. Anyone who's listening, I have no time for any predator. Anyone that I know is a convicted predator, I have no time for whatsoever. They can go to hell as far as I'm concerned. I have no time for them.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I mean,
that goes for all of us.
Yeah. We all know people that are psychopaths, right? We all know people that are, we've all heard of people that are loonies and all the sort of derogatory names that you can have for people in society, right? We all know that that's a fact. And I'm not saying that I back them or their actions. I'm saying I'm watching what's going on. And I'm watching Matt. Just like everyone else is watching Matt, and he's being transparent about it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know what more people want from it, apart from to come in and wind them up.
Yeah. I'm not going to be cutting off my flesh for you. You're not having any pounds of flesh.
Yeah, but there's no enabling going on.
Yeah.
Because
I got caught out
in a
with the
day.
big lie.
In a day, I can take all that stuff away from Matt. That's in his channel will be gone.
Yeah.
So it's really that simple. So, and if that was the case, or if I find that is ever the case, like I've said before, I'd be really, really happy to do that if it was the case, because it'd be the right thing to do. And I think anyone listening, would agree with that, or one way or another. And not to sort of put a damper on the channel, I just find that it's went on for an awful long time, and I need to sort of voice this stuff to people. Okay. Like Matt's his own entity. I am not Matt. I'm not with Matt. I'm not. We're two completely separate people. We live in a separate country. There's no. We have a bit of banter and stuff, and but that's really it. We're not constantly in contact. We're not like calling each other up all the time. It's not like that. We're mature adults with their own lives, living their own lives, doing their own thing. Well, maybe Matt's a little wild at times. I get that, but he does have a kind of different character from a lot of people, and he will stand up for things. but that's not out of guilt. Like a lot of predators who are actually on YouTube, I could name them right now, but if I name them, his channel will get struck for that. Because some of them have hundreds of thousands of followers, hundreds of thousands.
I'll talk about
So,
strikes.
yeah.
Harry's been a striking against me.
In fact, one of them has millions of followers, and that I find really disturbing. Millions of followers. People have exposed this individual, and they just blew off. It just blew off. The guy's still up there. He's a male, but he's still up there doing it. So, I mean, to all intensive purposes, sometimes it's a really long fight to get people taken down who should not be influenced, or children or young people, or be anywhere near them for that matter, because of their nature and how they behave with young people, how they behave with vulnerable people. We all know that. So yeah, that's the kind of message I'd like to put across to anyone listening. There's plenty of people out there who can go for it, and look at all that stuff. If you got evidence, I'd love to see it. Like I said, it is what it is, mate.
So Lenny's worried about not feeling anything. Walking along a nice pier. Dr. Bonesaw says perfectly normal, Lenny. Does voodoo work? Yes, it does. Yes. So it looks like Lenny's feeling a bit forlorn. So listen. They've thrown everything at me, haven't they? They've thrown absolutely everything at me to get me locked up.
Well, I think, and none of it's worked. And yet here's me.
Why hasn't it worked? What's kept me out?
What's kept you out? I think the lack of actual evidence, no victim, and no crime.
Yeah, I agree. But there again, I have been convicted, and I have paid my sentence. And again,
for what? For what exactly?
Harassment.
Yeah, harassment.
And it was a £2,000 fine, highest they could give, and 200 hours community service, highest they could give.
Yeah, I looked through that.
Again, there's a court order saying I'm not allowed to talk about that too.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those situations, isn't it?
So I have
really,
been convicted. It's not as if
I'll
come out of this unscathed. I'll come out of this really damaged. My reputation. So can you see how, in a way, Brian, I'm so lackadaisical about it. It's like, yeah, call me a fucking pervert, mate. That's on top of all the other shit I've been gone through. So I'm just kind of like a bit PTSD'd out and like, mate, I'm a bit shell shocked. You can fucking call me anything. It doesn't matter. This is the norm for me now.
Yeah, there's some people who've just got in for folk, haven't they? They're just not right.
Yeah, but you have to realize, wake up. Why aren't I locked up? There's a reason. Just fucking work it out. It's simple.
Yeah, and it's not using. Just to be clear, it's not using men's RIA to use to get off court. To prove the guilty mind. It's not that. Because that's what a lot of them use.
Yeah.
I'm sure anyone who's listening to this will actually know what I'm talking about now. I know what I'm talking about now. So yeah, good luck.
Hey, look, I pleaded innocent to everything they've fucking done me for. So I know what I'm doing. I'm leading a great life. I'm leading the best life I can lead. Okay, best. Yeah, I'm leading the life in which I end up doing the movie. I end up doing the film studios. I end up going to the moon. This is the life in which it happens. And I'm sticking to the plan. And that's the advice I give my kids. Stick to the plan. I've always had a plan in life, and I'm sticking to it. Come hell or high water, regardless how much you're going to push me off path, I'm still going to stick to my plan in life.
I think the advice I gave to my kids was try and do something, like go for it every day. Like if you do the sport or something, go for it. Try a little harder every day if you can. Train a little harder.
The only thing I'm going to ask of my kids is to do better than me. Just, outperform me and I'll be happy.
With them. I used to take them out to the field and play football with them. Like a lot of mum and dads would be like, yeah, go and do this, go and do that. I used to actually go and play with my kids. I used to go and play football, and stuff like that.
That's what a father and son should do.
All the time. It was like, well, let's go. Super fit. So they'd be exhausted, like, come on, hurry up. I'd totally wear them out. They literally fall out of their bed at night. That's how, but they'd wake up the next day revitalized, stronger, and that's sort of building their character, isn't it? It's not.
Oh, of course, yeah.
It's better than, having some addiction, alcohol addiction, drug addiction, and, just, telling your kids to chill. You know what I mean? Like I've seen a lot of parents do, or go to your room, or go and play in your room. I've seen all that. I grew up with all that.
Oh, no, it's horrible, that is.
Yeah, I've seen it so many times. It's ridiculous. People, parents you think are cool, just kids are just in their room all the time, on their lonesome, just sick, man, just crazy. And I've seen it when I was growing up, mainly. But there was one lad that was kept in his house, so we'd actually go to his house, and I don't think he'll be listening, but he was a couple of years younger than us when we were children. And we used to go and just talk to him through the letterbox because he was in all day. He was left in his house all day on his own. He used to sit there and cry behind the letterbox.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's literally what used to happen. I used to go and talk to him, and he'd be standing there just crying all day because his parents would be working. And the neighbour next door would come through and say, "Oh, leave him alone, leave him alone." He was supposed to be in babysit by this neighbour next door that they used to just leave him in the house, or they'd be keeping an eye on him. How could you be keeping an eye on someone, listening to them cry next door through the letterbox all day? That's ridiculous.
What a shocking story.
Yeah, like I said, I've seen it. I mean, that's quite mild, actually. That's just something I observed when I was a child. So me and my siblings would go and sort of chat to them and stuff, keep them company. Because it was always at the weekend, it was always on the Saturday, this would happen to them. And then the parents would, appear, and then it would be a case of, what are you doing here? Get away from the door. The parents were quite grumpy, just weird, weird parents, man. Often wondered what happened to that boy, I think he was about 3 years younger than me at the time. But
well, sadly, I imagine it may scar him for life.
Yeah, he was a little red-haired boy. I remember him.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope he's well. Poor thing.
I know that. Hi, Lenny. I'm noticing the thing there. You're talking about Michael Jackson. I have no idea. I mean, obviously, that's like the courts deal with that stuff. That's a hugely powerful family, isn't it? You talk about a drug addict there. Anything could have happened, mate. I don't know what's going on there. I mean, just the whole thing just makes me feel sick. It's like Jimmy Savile, innit? Just the whole thing. It's stomach churning. I mean, just talking about this stuff all the time just makes me feel sick in my stomach. It's like, yuck.
Because one of my early memories with all my mates used to come around, knock on my place, but for some reason my mum used to be a bitch and she wouldn't let me go out. Be it I haven't. Oh yeah, maybe it was something I had to do. I had to do a chore first. I had to do cleaning, and then I was allowed out. And so I remember on the wall outside my house, all my mates used to sit. So there'd be like 6 of them waiting for me, all sat on the wall while I had to like finish my chores. Or sometimes, sometimes I wasn't allowed out. So my mates were like, "Fuck, what should we do?" You know. So they were clueless because I used to be the one like, "Right, boys, this is what we're doing. Let's go." But without me telling them what to do, they used to sit on my wall, clueless.
All right. So you were the motivation, were you? That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. They used to come to me and like, "Matt, what should we do for the day?" I'll say, "Right, boys, this is what we're gonna do. We've got a mission. Let's go." Most of my missions was we're gonna walk as far away from our home as possible.
I think I tried that. I think I tried that once. I tried that once. I got 30 miles.
Fucking hell, you never got that far.
That was
get back that day as well. You can't
30 miles. Got picked up by the police. Right, I was I was a teenager. Got 30 miles, and and he says, "Where are you going?" "I'm just going up the road." "Oh, where's that?" And I told him where it was. That's about 50 miles away.
How crazy.
Yeah, I told him I was going to visit someone else just up the road.
Oh, cool. Sorry, Convert. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, stupid things you do, right? But
how long were you there, Convert?
So I was walking back home and my battery died, but I was fascinated about what you were saying about getting up to your old ways. I'm fascinated with that. What is it?
Well, that's my secret life, which I will tell no one. So
you were teasing us.
Yeah, but I'm glad. But anyway, I'm not going to do that again. I'm in a loving relationship, so I'm not getting up to my secret life anymore. My secret life is dead.
So what do you have these pangs often then?
When I'm under stress.
Yeah.
When I'm
feeling under stress. You know when you asked me and Brian if we were ashamed of our Jehovah's Witness past?
Yeah.
Are you ashamed of your past?
No, not at all.
Can I throw the same question back to you?
Yeah, you can throw whatever you want. I'm not ashamed of anything.
So why won't you tell us then?
Because it's a secret side of us. Everyone's got.
You teased us. You teased us though. But you teased us.
Okay, well, you go first. You tell the audience your secret life then.
I've got loads of secrets.
Well, yeah. Well, you're not going to tell us, are you? Because
no, but you teased us.
Definition of our secret life. We don't let anyone know that.
But I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated that you teased us. You presented us with this info. None of us knew you were going to say that, and it was. I thought it was remarkable, like an exclusive that was coming out.
So I could have walked to this place, which I would have gone to.
Oh, you're doing it again.
I met Vicky.
Am I the only one then that's fascinated with this? No one else seems interested.
No one else is interested.
I know. Why? This is fantastic.
It's only because you've met me.
Hey?
It's only because you've met me and you come to Brighton.
Yeah.
And you know the dens of delinquency.
Listen, I spent half my life hanging around Soho in London, so I know all about that shit.
Oh yeah, there's some little gems around Brighton where you can go for guaranteed.
Oh yeah.
Gay action. Put it that way. Duke's Mound.
Don't forget,
Duke's Mound.
The hotel I was staying in. I was in the heart of it all, wasn't it? That hotel I was in.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, you were.
It was literally on my doorstep.
Yeah.
It's a bit man to man meets man parish, isn't it?
Can anyone pronounce this name for me? Jussie Smollett? Convict, what are your thoughts on
Jesse Smollett? I've heard that name. Jesse. Is it Jesse?
Jesse, yeah.
Where have I heard that name before? Brian, do you recognise that name?
And Lenny asked a question last night. He said, would you rather die conscious or in your sleep?
I want a glorious death where I feel all the agony.
Oh, right, so that means you're going to be conscious then?
I want it to be excruciatingly painful, so that my last feelings were of intense emotion, the most intense I could ever have.
Lenny also says, did you ever meet a genuine pop star? And that's a question for you as well, Brian.
I have. I met Noel Gallagher in fucking what's that big?
Noel Gallagher.
What's that big shop in London? Fucking my mind's gone blank. What's that big posh? No, like on Oxford Street at the top. Mine's gone blank.
Harrods?
No, the big one. You know, the Brian knows.
Lidl.
Right. Just before you get to Marble Arch, as you walk up Oxford Street, your mind's gone blank. Anyway, Noel Gallagher strode in there. And I basically just followed them around for 20 minutes, and then I ended up chatting to him. I had a little chat with him.
Okay, very nice.
But to be fair, he was pretty decent. He was pretty laid back.
Well, they all are all human, aren't they?
I can't remember the name of that big. It's the big one. It's the massive, like, high-end, where everybody goes to shop, you know? On top of... My mind's gone absolutely blank. Begins with S, doesn't it?
Selfridges? No.
Does that sound right? Selfridges?
Gina Maria Colvin is looking at Prince Charles. She reckons that she's got evidence of them glitching during the coronation. She says she saw Prince William's hand glitch. You can see the reptilian claws.
But you're into that, aren't you? You're into that with.
Well, I'm still fascinated by the fact that we got someone saying they saw the Queen glitch into a reptilian alien. That keeps me up at night. Perhaps I have been radicalised. You know.
So you believe the Queen raped Jeanette Archer?
I'm concerned that Jeanette Archer's saying it.
So am I. But she's been sectioned, so.
Well, she hasn't been sectioned.
I thought she had. In a previous.
My new camera came today but obviously I'm not going there, aren't I?
I'm not mocking people that have been sectioned. I'm just saying that she does have a background where she stability's been in question. I'll put it that way.
Well, but she hasn't been sectioned, as far as I know.
I thought she had. I thought that was common knowledge.
Face tubing. No, as far as I know, unless someone can correct me.
Okay.
I don't think she has.
I apologise then if I got that wrong. I was just under the impression she had.
Got me involved with the whole writing about the truth movement because
I don't mean recently. I mean in the past. You know, in her backstory.
Oh, in her backstory, yeah, you could be right there.
I'm
not sure.
I think she has been because she talked about her family, how they were behind it, they were instigating it.
They were worried about her mental health. Stretch to see Camilla Parker Bowles turn into a lizard. Oh, so right. So that does change things then. So she has been inside before. That's a little bit of information, which is very pertinent. You know that. So
we're on to the lizards now. We're on to lizard people.
Well, it changes it a bit if she's been inside already.
I thought you knew that. Like Brian Hurl, he's there now, isn't he? Your mate Brian. Do you remember Brian phoned in recently?
Yeah, but I didn't. Wasn't he on some panels yesterday? And wasn't that all rubbish?
I heard, he might be out now, but I heard he was in there for a couple of weeks.
Why is that? What's crazy, mate? It's crazy.
Is that true? Is that true? I don't know.
People.
Listen, I've been fucking sectioned. I loved it. Best time of my life. I'm not ashamed.
How many times were you sectioned?
Well, I tried to kill myself, so I was very unwell. I had a traumatic life. But my Jehovah's Witness background did traumatise me, and like I was talking to Brian about it.
Yeah.
It's really affected me in my life because when my dad got involved, he was a very unstable man, and he wasn't a good role model. And unfortunately, the balance was too much for a kid to grow up in because he didn't have a fucking clue what he was doing, and he was trying to present himself as this clean living Christian, and the whole dynamics was fucked. And obviously, as a child, you pick up on that, and I was never really able to. And when I got to about 20, I just broke down.
It's the
So clip
see when you,
that, Mousy. Clip that, Mousy, and have a good time with that.
Conway, do you remember the fakery of it all? Do you remember? I
Yeah.
seem to remember when I was young,
Yeah.
the fakery of it all. It made you really good at seeing through like fake people and actually reading people really well.
Well, I'll stick by what I said the other day, is that I did know a lot of really genuine ones, and I can't deny that. I'd be unfair if I didn't say that.
Did you ever do a talk?
Did I ever do what?
Do a talk?
My first talk was when I was 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
What is that a part of the Jehovah Witness when you do a talk?
Yeah, you go up and do a Bible reading, and you do a little chat about it, and you know, everyone claps you, and you come down again, and you feel good
And you
about
understand
yourself.
your talk, Brian.
Did I ever do a talk? No, I never did a talk.
Oh, you meant public talk?
Yeah. Well, either. I mean, if you did a
The ministry school, yeah, on the ministry school.
yeah, I think the one that the first part it's 2 hours, right? So you've got the you've got basically you got the group, right?
Yeah.
You've got the group study. You've got which is
That was
about
at
an
the
hour
house. That was at people's houses.
at people's houses. Yeah, so it wasn't always at the meeting hall, right?
All right. So you never went on the school. You never actually went on that.
Well, I was sort of getting to that. I was just sort of explaining a bit of it. And you had the it's a long time ago, mate. It's a fucking long time ago, mate. Yeah, I mean,
I'm still trying to think about that shop I saw Noel Gallagher in. My mind's still thinking about that.
All right, okay.
I'm annoyed when I can't remember things. It just does me in when I can't remember stuff.
Well, you know, it happens to us all. You know, we don't all have the gift of immediate memory. So
yeah.
Though I certainly do try. Being late at night doesn't help, but I'll try anyway. There was a Sunday meeting, I remember that, and that was 2 hours long. The first hour, they'd invite people to it, and the same with the one midweek. They'd invite people to it for the first hour, then they'd escort them away, and you know that was part of the introducing people to it. Those 2 hours. They never told them it was like 5 hours long, plus all the study behind it before each Watchtower and Awake magazine, and then all the books that you had to buy. Actually had to purchase, and the Bibles you had to purchase. And the more you go into it, the more books you seem to purchase. You know, cost price, of course, whatever that means.
I remember that when you had to pay for everything.
Yeah. And yeah, so there was all that. There was all the. I remember looking at a bunch of magazines, thinking that is years and years and years worth of magazines.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious why you never went on to school, because as kids you would normally enroll quite young.
Well, I don't want to ruin my story. I wanted to like tell my story, but I can talk about that because I did promise Matt I would tell my story just so people sort of get a rough idea of who I am.
I don't want people to be bored by Jehovah's Witness chat, because they might get fed up.
Well, they might do, but it was all part of the indoctrination. You know, where like if you're a young kid and you go to Sunday school, you know, and Sunday's the day. You know, that's the day where you do your thing, right? But it's not every other day. I mean, you might pray before you go to your bed and stuff, pray at an evening meal, but in a normal sort of Christian upbringing, right? But when it's with them, it's a lot more than that. You know, it doesn't end, and it's continual. You know, it's because some parents are far more devout than others. They're far more into it than others, and that's what a lot of people, you know, they really punish their kids. You know, so with the different teachings over the years, and this is something that you can't do now, but they do it mentally. They're mentally, as well as the physical thing that they used to do, but now they're mentally cruel. So what they would do is they would strip things away from their kids, like actually talking to their own children in their house when their child turned against it. So I mean, if you want to talk about mental cruelty, there's nothing someone can say to me that I ain't already been through about mental cruelty, even from your own parent. You know, from a parent of yours or a relative of yours that was a Jehovah's Witness, or people that you knew were Jehovah's Witnesses, if you didn't want to go to a meeting for a long time, you would be like shunned, literally. Or they try and talk to you. They'd have people come round, or come to the meeting and chat to you. They'll play games with you, try and get you into it again. It's a constant thing. They're constantly trying to turn you towards this. And I suppose if that's just Christianity, that's fine, but it's not. It's something completely different, and it's all they believe they're trying to save your soul, right? Which is fine. I mean, believe what they like, right? That's okay.
I'm just laughing at Lenny's comment. He says, surely Christianity is nearly impossible. It's a really insightful comment, that, Lenny.
Yeah.
Like that.
Well, I mean, people can believe what they want, but that's the gist of it in the Jehovah's Witnesses,
Which Lenny would jump on. He's got some great insight, Lenny.
Yeah. I've no hate towards Jehovah's Witnesses. It's not the people that I hate. I know a lot of them are completely brainwashed, and some of them are really happy in it, but they walk around with Bible goggles on all day, and that's fine. They can.
Are you going to answer my question, Brian? Come on. Why didn't you join the school? What was up with that about?
Well, I can't really answer that because
you can't answer it.
No, not right now.
Can't means won't means jail.
Well, like I said to you earlier, my approach is just let it all out and just see what happens. That's what I'm resolved, and that's what I'm going to do.
Let it all out about Babs, and then she hasn't spoken to me ever since.
Well, she's got to learn to forgive, hasn't she?
Oh,
forgiveness is part of being a grown-up, emotionally mature.
Surely Christianity or being a good Christian is impossible to live by. We are all seduced by something at every turn. I'm not a hater of religion or Jehovah's Witness, by the way.
And then he says, has anyone noticed how cheap TVs are these days? Love it, Lenny.
Love it, Lenny.
Yeah,
come on, Brian, come on, man. Tell me why you weren't on the school. I'm fascinated by this, because all kids, if you grow up as a Jehovah's Witness, all the kids, they join the school very young. So I'm guessing that you must have left at a certain age. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
What school are you talking about exactly?
The Theocratic Ministry School at the Kingdom Hall.
Oh, yeah. You just reminded me of a
because you said to me, did I ever give a talk? And I said, yeah, on the school when I was 8. And then I asked you, did you? And you said, well, I'm going to tell you, but you haven't told me.
Well, I'll tell you what happened.
Cool.
My mother studied all of that stuff, right?
Okay.
And I used to read along with her, so I understood it all.
Right.
So rather than be like at the time anyway, be like someone learning it, I was years ahead. So because of her quite strong beliefs about it all,
But did you leave as a youngster? That's what I'm guessing, isn't it? You left when you were quite young.
No.
So you were like an adult and you still went on the ministry school? That's unusual.
No, I never said that.
You said
I never said what I was. You just implied that I was an adult.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out, because most youngsters join this school young, that's like the rite of passage, isn't it? Like I gave my talk when I was 8. That's quite usual. That's normal for a Jehovah's Witness kid to give a talk about that age.
Yeah, or younger. I mean, some of them do it younger, don't they? And
are you saying you never gave a talk?
I'm saying I never, ever once went on that stage.
Oh, interesting.
Simply, you were encouraged to all the time.
Of course. Did you know why? You know the purpose of that? It was like practice for knocking on doors, wasn't it? That was the point.
Well, that's the whole point. The sort of, it's like an indoctrination. Well, into doing that sort of thing, I was already doing that sort of thing as a child.
Can I give Matt a little gem? Matt, did you know Jerry Halliwell knocked on doors in Watford when she was a kid? She was raised a Jehovah's Witness.
All right.
Yeah, in her biography, Jerry Halliwell says that she used to go around with her mum when they knocked on the doors, and she was really embarrassed about it all. Peter Andre, he was also another one that spoke about it recently. His upbringing as a Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah, it's strange that, because with him having a Greek past, you would think that there's something written in those books that a Greek reader, you know, when you take the Greek translation and the English translation, and you have them side by side. Remember that book?
Can I just say it was Selfridges, by the way, in the chat room. Whoever said
Selfridges.
that.
All right, okay.
Well done.
So you take the one book and you take the translation in Greek. Well, they seem to have an issue because the people in the Jehovah's Witness book, because of the interpretation of the words, and that's why it wasn't quite strong kind of faith in the Greek language, because they had written other words in their place. And when people from Greece went to other countries, and they could understand those languages, what would happen is they would see that the word was actually different for something.
Koine Greek, isn't it? It's a different type of Greek, isn't it?
No. It's no. We're just talking about the translation of the Bible itself, right?
But the modern Greek is not the same as the original, isn't it? It's
No,
Koine, isn't it?
yeah. So there's a few actually, but the catch was, one of the things that Greek people used to get hung up on was, or as when I was a child, the Grecians would get hung up on was that was my favorite word for the Greeks. The Grecian.
How much does the Grecian earn?
So yeah, that was one of the things that used to, like, when I read that translation, I was like, that's not right, and I sort of double checked that, and I went and asked another JW, like an adult, to look at his, and it was different. That the actual words they were using for God and stuff were different.
So let me get this right. As a kid, you were you'd already worked it out that you weren't convinced, and you were like this young.
That wasn't it. No, that wasn't it.
But you said you were reading avidly all the books and that. Yeah, and you'd figured out from an early age that you didn't accept it or agree with it.
No, what I'm saying to you, right, is that when I looked at those translations, before you interrupted there, or like put your point across, come
on up. We're all YouTubers here. We're all part of the same crazy game.
Before those points were put across, what I was reading was what adults were reading, and I was reading my book of Bible stories. So I was reading lots and lots of stuff as a child.
That's what I said. Yeah, that's what I said.
Research it all. So, like I said before, that's what I was doing way back when. And it's like anything. You're not going to, unless you're going to go over and over and over, you're not going to retain every word out of that. So you're not going to recall it all. And it'll be in the back of your mind somewhere. But like the way memories work. When you say something, maybe something will help you remember it, right? So if you were to quote something, maybe I could sort of go from there, but it was so long ago, to me it was like it felt like a completely different life altogether, actually.
Have you been told throughout your life that you're very intelligent?
Well, when I was at school, they did I wasn't writing or doing anything in class for a little while, because I used to spend a lot of time writing at night. And what they sent in a psychiatrist, and they said, why is he not writing and stuff? Let's have a look. So we did a test on me, and I was 9 years old, and I had the IQ of a 14-year-old.
Does that surprise you, Matt?
15-year-old.
No.
So. Yeah, and everyone around me was much older, obviously, but my family were quite an intelligent bunch. Not all of them, but
that's O-level standard then. You had the ability to pass O-levels at the age of 9.
Well, here's the thing about that as well. I mean, we're talking about education, right? the Jehovah's Witnesses, they don't believe in that further education unless you're going to be a lawyer for the Jehovah's Witnesses or somehow help the Jehovah's Witnesses, right? And then it's got to be, through something that they really
Benefit
want you
from.
to do, isn't it? Through their kind of guidance and moral values, and you've got to be like, shut your ears off from worldly ways and all that. It's very kind of cliquey.
You know what's going to happen, Brian? When me and you jump on the panel, people are going to start thinking, "Oh, here we go, Jehovah's Witness hour again."
Exactly, right. It's weird, but it's one of those things. You'll see.
Are you counting your time, Brian?
Sorry.
Are you counting your time?
What, my hours?
That's an in-joke. That's an in-joke, folks.
Right. Yeah.
Talking about time, we've got 8 minutes before we're wrapping it up.
Matt, when the Jehovah's Witnesses knock on your door, what do you do? Hide under the sofa?
No, I just I say hi to them and speak to them, and
I would have thought you would, because I would have thought you've got that sort of interest, haven't you, in most people?
yeah.
So, have you ever had a conversation at your door?
Yeah, I usually tell them about the historical research of Alan Wilson, Baron Blackett.
I bet that goes down well.
Well, they can like move away pretty quickish,
There you go.
which I find quite insulting, really.
So you just said we're going into the next hour. That's interesting.
No, we're not. No, we're wrapping it up at 2 hours.
You always say that. Before we go, are you going to give us a little bit more information about what you're going to get up to tonight?
No, my secret life. No, that's completely secret.
Oh, you're such a tease.
But the good news is I didn't do any of that because
Yeah,
that was
this is what
free.
fascinates me. You were so casual the way you brought it up.
I was going to do it. I was going to go there tonight.
This is so intriguing. I can't believe Lenny's not like going on about it in the chat. Lenny's just so
Hey, like I said, we've all got a public, private, and secret life.
Come on, Lenny. If you can just get a bit more enthusiastic, then maybe Matt will tell us a bit more. You of all people, Lenny, I thought you'd be
My
really
secret
onto this.
is to go to the grave with me.
No, how can it when you're teasing us like this?
Because I love living my life on the edge.
Yeah, like
Right.
the Mormons, actually, the Jehovah's Witnesses don't look badly on the Mormons, really. But you've got to remember that the guy that ran, because you learn about other faiths as a Jehovah's Witness very, very early on as a child. And you get pointed all the bad points about it, which is not very nice, but that's what they do, right? I'm sure Justin will back this up. And
Yeah, a lot of similarities between Mormons, isn't there?
We see, we became
secret
very
underwear.
close to joining the Mormons. In fact,
But-
I
Did ya?
read the Book of Mormon before I read the Bible.
Really?
I
Yeah,
can
because
say,
every Thursday the Americans used to knock on the door, and they became firm family friends. And
Really?
yeah,
all credibility for me went out the window when I discovered that Joseph Smith looked into a bag of what were runes or something, right? And kind of reinvented it from that faith from an older lady who wrote a lot of this stuff, who turned out to be what was her name again?
Mother Ruins.
No, it was a
Oh, come on, did you get it? Mother
not-
Ruins.
yeah, very
was it
funny.
not Mary something?
Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Matt.
And she wrote the stuff that helped the guy who wrote the Mormon,
Yeah, I
who
know.
started the Mormon faith.
So obvious.
So
it's,
Mormon, so Mormon faith is quite a made up thing, and that's secret underwear and stuff. I mean, look, if you're a Mormon, there's a
Secret
lot of
underwear. I like this.
secret underwear, yeah.
Matt, we've got to go into the next hour now about the secret underwear.
Listen, no, we're wrapping it up at 2 hours.
You told us you're an expert on the Mormons, Matt. You've got to tell us about the secret underwear.
Yeah, go on.
Wrapping it up at 2. 5 minutes to go, everyone.
Oh, you always say that.
Come on.
We don't
Carry
believe
on,
you.
Brian.
Yeah, tell us about the secret underwear, Brian. Take us into the next hour.
What the rather large pants?
Really?
Yeah, the rather large white cotton pants.
Do you know about this, Matt?
No.
No, you don't know about them.
Matt's pretending he's not interested.
Did
Under-
Mitt Romney's Mormonism affect his election campaign?
Well,
I don't think so, because there's a lot of Mormons out there, isn't there?
well, there's actually a Mormon. Just sort of off topic for a moment there. There's a from what I understood of it.
Lewis Road. Oh, I went right past it. That's what you're going to say, would it, Brian? There's a
No,
Mormon church in Lewis Road.
No, Mexico. There is a Mormon war going on in Mexico. or
Okay.
on the Mexican border, near the Mexican American border right now. Yeah.
I thought they didn't fight Mormons. I thought they were...
Hey, look. So,
Well,
sorry to
these are
interrupt again.
gun
Go on,
toting
Matt. Go on,
Mormons.
Matt.
We are staying live for a
You
bit
know we are.
afterwards. Yeah.
Listen, magic underpants. These
Yeah.
are all things that are just hot
I'll
stuff.
put the link out again. If anyone wants to join us for a private
Lenny,
chat, you're
Yeah,
welcome.
Lenny,
bring your-
come on, Lenny.
Bring your secret underwear with you.
Yeah, this
Come on,
is
Lenny, bring
Throw it at
this is
us.
private. We're not
Onion
doing
Man,
it, this is
Mr.
private.
Onion.
Clean
Come
out
on,
dirty.
Mr. Onion.
And so you're welcome to come in,
Onion.
and nothing
Onion.
gets recorded. Okay.
Well, that's what you say, Matt.
Well, no, nothing gets recorded. It's
No, it's true.
purely
It's true.
private chat.
Like, you didn't record Grobnob that time, did you? And then play
No,
it?
somebody else recorded it, didn't they?
What, private?
AJ recorded it.
What, when it was private?
Yeah. AJ came in and recorded it.
Did he?
Yes, he's a naughty little.
That pesky AJ. Do you know what? I didn't know that he put that little fucking thing about you up there.
I think that there's a lot of hard work being put in that, and it wasn't just me. It's
He's
all
done
the
others
other-
as well. He's
all
done
the
others.
others, yeah.
Hiding in plain sight, yeah?
Yeah,
Give it a plug.
that's right.
Well, what we don't realise is if we were to have it completely private, they wouldn't get to know, would they? The fact that they're
Yeah.
coming in and they're taking information, clips at a time, bits at a time, and then turn it into what
Mhm.
they want is evidence that they are using us or people or whoever for themselves.
What, do I just stay on the line then to be part of this private club?
Yeah, you just stay on the line.
Stay on the
I've
line.
never done it before. It sounds exciting.
Right, Toto, hold the line.
Do we all get naked?
Pretty much.
No, we don't do that. We keep our
Do we?
take our underwear on. Yeah.
Lenny, you gonna give us a yes or a no? You gonna join us?
Private chat, Lenny.
Come on, Lenny.
2
Not doing
minutes.
anything.
2 minutes.
Come learn
Anyone
about the
else?
minis. Come learn about the minis. with us.
Anybody else?
So,
Anybody else?
so hold on a minute back. Can a lurker do it and not say anything?
No, he has to speak.
You sure?
Yeah, because they may be recording it, mightn't they?
No, what I mean is it possible for a lurker to just
No,
jump in?
I'd see who's in.
Oh, you would know, yeah.
Yeah. Listen, everyone, we've got the last minute live, so I'll
Sounds
say
good.
goodbye first. Goodbye, everyone. Remember, King Arthur loves you and all that shit.
Sounds exciting, then.
Over to Brian.
Here we go.
Goodbye.
Yeah, I've still got that cold, so I'm coughing to death here.
Okay.
I'm going to say laters, haters.
Latest haters.
Yeah, come and listen to our talk about secret underwear and secret stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Top secret guys, stuff that
I'm going to
Going
get
secret
naked.
in under
I'm going
20
naked anyway. I don't know about you lot.
mind blowing
We're
stuff.
going
Click the
secret
link
in
in
under
chat.
20 seconds.
Lenny, last chance.
Last chance, Lenny.
Don't be shy, Lenny.
Jump on. Say hi.
I wonder why Lenny won't.
Right,
let us
right,
do
we're
his
going. We're gone. We're going private.
Right.
We're going
Be
private.
well, everyone. Be well.
Be well. Be well. Be
Look
well.
after yourselves. Look after yourselves.